Hi, all my glory. I did have to do some treatments on my face. I have a few lesions that are starting once again, and I have to be very cautious of them because normally with me, with my body, when I get a skin cancer lesion, they start out as a brown spot and they eventually they elevate, then they scab, then they crust, and that's where the danger zone is. Now, a lot of the times I use iodine, so I put iodine and a little bit of baking soda, and then I cover it. I don't let any air get to it. And usually, and I had many of them. If you look back at my videos, I'm not sure if I saved any of them. I think I deleted that channel, but I had a lot of brown spots on my face. They're all gone. They're all gone. I only have one or two. And these actually, I was actually bit by a mosquito and I had a reaction to it, to a mosquito. Like normally that doesn't happen. I don't have allergies to anything anymore. And I used to have a severe allergy to cats. I own a cat. I cuddle the cat. The cat touches my face and I don't get phlebitis. I used to get phlebitis where my eyes would swell up from here all the way down. It was like somebody had popped me in the face. I know what that's like. Trust me, I don't want to go there again. So phlebitis is horrible. And I do not want to get back into allergies. So I'm very careful what I put into my body, what I eat, what I drink, what I put on my skin. I have basically detox. So I don't wear a lot of makeup. I love my lipstick. It is an organic type of lipstick. It's more castor oil and I think there was some sort of cream that the girl said that she used. It's like castor oil. Oh my God! It's like it just went out of. That's what happens old age. Anyhow, so I wanted to show you the wrinkles. So I've been using the castor oil on my wrinkles. I had very deep lines, and basically they have gone. They have gone. Yeah, so the castor oil is amazing. My stomach, I rub it on my stomach in a circular motion, and I follow the shape of my body, and I'm finding that it literally tightens the skin. Like it's not like I'm not even making this up. I'm not making this up to get views or like I don't care, right? So I'm just telling you, and if you're my age and if you're going through the same thing that I am, then this might be a possibility for you. However, so I've been having to, my head is like my thermometer, so it's been really hot here. So I wet my hair. I don't use a lot of conditioner or shampoo on my hair anymore. And so I wet it and I just let it dry. Yeah. I wet it and I just let it dry. So this is what I look like when I jump out of the shower. Anyhow, yeah, so it basically it cools me down. So I'll run my head under or I'll run cool, not cool, but fairly cool. I mean, very cool. And I'll run it over my head, and it literally pulls me down and pulls me down quite a bit. I'm not real strict on the part in my hair. I let it go wherever it wants to go, really. But sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. Anyhow, so that's how I stay cool. That's how I'm staying cool today. Today we are getting, they said we're getting a lightning storm, and I remember being a little girl, and I was at my favorite aunt's place. And I was spending the night. And so me and my little cousin, we were laying upstairs on the bed I think telling ghost stories or something. We were doing something. We're, little kids getting into all sorts of shit, right? So we're laying on the bed, and it was a lightning storm. And I remember Auntie shouting up and telling us to come down. But I remember laying on the bed, and there was a beam, like one of those big beams that in the old houses, because it was a really old house. And the lightning struck the beam right above our head, terrified the bejumpers out of us. So we went from giggling and laughing, okay, to like, and we ran running down the stairs, and yeah. So what happened, it struck the beam, and I think it actually split the beam, but in that same storm, my uncle used to carry water from the well. And I think he was throwing out a pail of water that they had used, I don't know, for washing or something. But he had a metal pail in his hand. And I mean, the storm had just started. I remember this as clear as day. The lightning, I was downstairs with everybody, and there was like, I think she had 9 kids at that time. There was 9 kids living at home at that time, all of them, right? And me. Because I was there every chance I got. I loved Aunt Jack. So anyway, my uncle opened the door. Uncle Raymond opened the door, and he was throwing the pail of water out, and the lightning struck the pail. And it was like a kaboom. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. So that was an event. So yeah, there was a lot of fun times. There was a lot of things that I remember from my youth. And you know, the truth is, it's been a couple of, I think it's been like a couple of days or a couple of weeks, maybe a week, that I have been in this nostalgic type of mood, right? And it's kind of weird. It's kind of odd that this is taking place now. I do have a child who is soon going to be celebrating a birthday. This individual is getting close to 40. They're getting close to that little age gap there. And I remember having them, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I am really getting old. When the kids are catching up to where I was when I was raising them, it's like freaky. It's hard to believe. And I've been looking through old pictures. I've been looking through photo albums, and I never did get, what do you call that in high school when they have the books? A yearbook. Yeah, I think I had one yearbook, and my mom kept it. She never gave it to me when I left, and it was handed down to my baby sister, I think, or maybe my older sister. But I didn't get my yearbook, so I would love to look through a yearbook from back in the 70s when I was in school. I did quit school. The teachers went on strike, and I quit. And then my mother said, no, you're not staying at home. If you want to be home, you're going to have to get a job. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll get a job, but I'm leaving. So I did. I joined the military, and I left for a number of years, quite a few years. I never really did go back to my mother's abode after that. But that was the start of my adult life, right? So I was okay with that. Yeah. So, but I've been very nostalgic in the past couple of days and up to a week. I think it's been a week, and I can't seem to kick it. So every morning I get up and I have my water with my Corella, and I sip it and I listen to the oldies, the 60s, the 50s, 60s, and 70s music. And I have a specific YouTube channel that they show all those songs, and they play them nonstop. So what I'll do is I have my water, I'll meditate a little bit while I'm listening to them, I'll do my yoga, and then the music is playing constantly. There was a period of time where I was always watching YouTube shows because I was bored, right? And, you can only walk so far, so I would walk my 8 kilometers. But then when I came home, if I had nothing to do, or, there was nothing going on that I wanted to get involved in, I would watch YouTube channels. And I subscribe to so many of them, and I get notifications constantly, right? Constantly. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. It's a nice break for my eyes, and I'm dealing with eye issues also. So I've been using the castor oil on my eyes, and you know what? It's like amazing. That stuff is amazing. I have gone down from needing, I think it was a 4 to a 250 to a 1, or to a 150 to a 1. Like, basically, I'm not even going to need readers anymore. I'm finding that I can watch TV without the glasses. I can read my book without the glasses. The only time I have a hard time is when I'm tired. And I think everybody has that, right? So this is just a little blurb of what I'm doing today and what's taking place where I live. There's a big storm coming. The clouds are beautiful. They're rolling in, and it's absolutely beautiful out there, even though a storm is coming. Storms are very scary. Like I said, when I was a little kid, I was always terrified of storms. And I think I kind of got that from my grandmother. My grandmother, during a storm, she would pray nonstop. She would pray the rosary nonstop. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it kind of puts the fear of the Lord into you, right? So, and it's nature. Nature is very, very powerful. Nature is more powerful than we as humans are, trust me. And I mean, think about it. Nature can grow, I mean, have you ever seen a tree grow through a rock? I lived one year, I think it was like when I was in the military. I was posted up um, on a base way up north, and it was like barren, where they actually did training for the moon up in the terrain. Well, there were rocks on the side. It was all rocks, right? And there were rocks on the side of the mountain, and trees were going through it. Think about how strong a plant has to be to break root in a rock. Like seriously. So, there's destructive forces in nature and beautiful forces. I mean, it's all, we're lucky. We're lucky that we're getting to see the beauty in the world. And if you're not, stop. Stop working so hard all the time for the God Almighty dollar, and take a look at your surroundings. Ground, put your feet in the dirt, put your feet in the earth, walk on the beach, pick up stones, I don't care, whatever you do. Ground yourself. Get back to nature. Touch the ground. Touch the earth. Feel the energy of the earth. I can't walk past a tree. I have this little thing, and I think I got it from when I belonged to the Métis Nation up here where I am from. Yeah, you learn to appreciate, you learn to acknowledge the power in nature and the beauty in nature. And we used to go on these nature walks. And even to this day, if I see a tree that's old, I have to touch it. I have to touch it to feel the energy, and to feel, I mean, the wisdom from trees that are old, that have been there forever. Think about it, right? And so I am just heart-ridden when I see what they're doing here where I'm living. They're knocking down, well, they knocked down basically all the trees. They actually cut down a 100-year-old tree, but it's their property, so who am I to say, right? But they cut down this old tree that we used to have coyotes go to, and they would sit under the shade, and it was just, it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching to see. So when I see how they're destroying the earth and how they're digging up land, I mean, they dug up the whole field here, the whole field. For what? A parking lot. Yeah. I used to be able to look out over a green field where all the little animals would come. I've seen otter, or what do you call them? Gophers, and I've seen coyotes, and I've seen a wolf, and I've seen deer, and I've seen all sorts of birds of prey, and everything in that field. It's heartbreaking. I seen the coyote walking over in the field the other day, and there's big mounds of grass and dirt that are just piled up in a heap. And he climbed up to the top, and he was just observing. Can you imagine what that feels like? But the worst part is, what kind of karma are we going to get for what we're doing to these poor animals? I mean, think about it, what we're doing to our earth. What kind of karma are we going to get, right? There's power and money and wars. There are wars where people are suffering on both sides of the fence. But they're not the ones in power. Yeah. So, it's sad. It's really sad. But we're not going to get into politics at all. I'm just saying that it's wonderful to be able to touch the earth again. I will be going away on a vacation, and I am going to be able to ground. I'm going to be able to do some meditation in nature. I'm going to do some smudges in nature. It's going to be wonderful. I'm looking forward to it, and I need the break from the city. I have told you many, many times, I am not a city girl. I don't care about the luxuries, and I don't care about how easy it is to get from place to place. I'm okay living in the country. I really am. And I have tried my damnedest to manifest that tiny home out in the country. Yeah, I have tried my damnedest. Maybe I'm not good at this manifestation thing because, I tried to manifest a lot of things in my lifetime, but I did get a few of them, and it does work. I truly, truly believe in it. And I do have a story back in the videos of a manifestation that I truly believe that the good Lord sent me. So anyhow, I'm just going to finish my tea. I've got a green tea with some garlic in it, and garlic cloves, actually, which are blood thinners, which are cleansers and detoxifying my body. So I'm going to have that tea, and I'm going to relax and wait for this big storm that's coming, and keep my fingers crossed that I can stay anxiety-free during it. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. Take care, my friends. Bye.